Hey, what is up everybody? Welcome to a new video. I got a little bit of a warning for you guys, and I might just be very dumb, but we have the summon rush going on at the same time as we also have the summoning pool, and you might already kind of know what this is going to be about. But we of course have to be doing a hell of a lot of summons to be able to get ourselves to the 5,500 points required to get all 50 shards for GOM Yellow Hand, right? You're going to be getting 500 per sacred shard, and then of course all of the other points per shards are displayed down here. Now it is quite costly to have enough of these shards in all the different kinds of shards taken into account, since we just had a summon rush pretty recently, like a week ago, not even, right? So I'm kind of done with the shards. I don't really have that much, and I thought to myself, well, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try because I kind of want to be putting some rolls into these summon pool event, even though it's massively hard to get anything worth out of it. And more in particular, I'm really of course trying to get Wixwell, just in case I did manage to roll myself into one of those. It would be insane to actually be able to assemble a team together with Titus, the fusion champion that is, and Wixwell, right? That would be an insane combination, which is extremely powerful in all forms of clan bosses. If you want to join my team in Raid Shadow Legends, click the link in the description to get a free Narma as well as Anax, Uugo, and Mausoleum Mage as you progress through the game. Here's what you need to do. First of all, log out of Plarium Play on PC and uninstall. Then click the link in the description and register a brand new email. Launch Raid and complete the tutorial, and then go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Don't miss out on your chance to get a fresh start in Raid with a free Narma and 3 epic champs. Click on my link right now. Well, of course, I did go ahead and buy myself some shards for this particular event, which I'll be using at a further time, and I'll talk about that in a moment, but it does not count whatsoever for the summon rush. And it's very clearly displayed in the rules here for this event. If you go to it, you're gonna be able to of course see, as we already showed, that there is no reward attached for this kind of summon, right? It's only like the regular shards that actually have any points attached to them. So I kind of just wasted myself one of the summons that I could potentially use in a further event that's coming really soon, which is going to be the champion chase, right? The champion chase is going to be starting, it might already be here in the planning for the further events and tournaments, but if it's not, it's going to be in the following couple days. Yeah, it's not yet over here. I'm not sure if it's going to be a tournament or an event. In any case, it is not yet displayed, but it's going to be coming really damn soon. Now, I'm not exactly sure, and give me a second to check it out. Yeah, so I am kind of dumb, but the champion chase for the Titus fusion is not starting until the very end of the summon pool. So there is no reason to save up trying to roll into the summon pool until the champion chase is around, because, well, by that time the summon pool event is going to be done for, and therefore you will miss out on being able to sync up those two events and actually line them up so you're double dipping. And of course, if you do miss out at that point, you're also not going to be doing any rolls on the summon pool if you're interested in that. So with that regard, I welcome you all to a summon pool rolling session. I might as well go ahead and use all the stuff that I had, just because, well, I bought it and I wanted to do some rolls anyway. So what can we get over here? Of course, I'm really looking to get Wixwell, so let's go ahead and roll a few of these. I also do have to do some rolls for the summon rush anyway, so we might as well do those in a different video. And I just got Mordecai, my god. Okay, this whole guy alone already made things a lot more worth it for me, but it does make my HAC a little bit useless now, right? So what is this guy good for? He is an HP burner, which is going to mainly be useful for the early levels of the spiders. Then, like, getting into the mid game and not having an HP burner is insanely difficult to actually roll high up and get into like stage 20 on the spider, right? So this guy is going to be allowing you to get yourself a massive upper hand versus the spider. So what does he do? Has a 60% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter, and then 60% chance instead if the target is under HP burn. Okay, so a little bit of turn meter control over on the boss. Then you have a 75% chance, which can go all the way up to 100, of decreasing the turn meter of all enemies by 15% and filling the turn meter of all allies by 15%. So a little bit of Deacon Armstrong over here, a little bit of turn meter control for the spider, which is going to be insane. together with the most important thing, which is the A3 here. 75% chance of placing an HP burn debuff on all enemies for 2 turns, as well as an increased attack here, big one, on all allies for 3 turns. So this skill on its own is just massively insane. You're going to be able to spread out those HP burns onto literally everybody in the fight, and then the boss and the spiderlings are going to be burning themselves to death really damn quick. So getting this guy already made a whole entire thing worth it. Of course, it's a whole lot of money, but I am just happy that I just at least got this one guy. Of course, hoping to get Wixwell, man. If I do get Wixwell, I will do a somersault or something like that. I don't even know. Sepulchre Sentinel. I don't really know much about this one, but it does have quite some decent reviews overall. Man, I do like that 4.8 on the Demon Lord. 1 enemy attack, 40% chance of placing a 50% increased defense debuff on a single target. That's alright. 60% increased defense and block debuffs on all allies on a 4-turn cooldown. That's a kind of skill that I don't even have on the champions that I have currently. That's pretty good. And then 25% chance of completely blocking incoming damage when an ally's attack occurs once per turn, when only block damage for the target ally if multiple allies attack at the same time. So interesting. I'm not really sure if this is like something you can use in some sort of unkillable setup. It's probably really just damn great for ignoring. I'm not sure if you can also block the debuff of the single target stun on the Demon Lord. Maybe that's kind of the reason why you also use her in that scenario. I don't really know much about her, but she does look quite interesting. Let's keep going. We got 2 more until I do have to buy some more, and I guess I'll be buying a few more rolls just because I already committed to this. In any case, we are getting a new guy. I don't have this one either. Neldor Rhineblade. A lot of reviews over here, very damn strong on the Fire Knight. I'm guessing he has a lot of multiple attacks. There we go. Triple attack on the A1, 30% chance of placing a freeze debuff, which you're not going to be able to place on the Fire Knight, I think. Attack 1 enemy 4 times. Well, that's another reason for the Fire Knight to be having that high of a review. A lot of attacks on a single target. First and second hit have a 50% chance to place a decreased defense, actually 50% decreased attack, and then fourth and third, actually 50% decreased accuracy debuff. So that's a lot of debuffs on this guy and a lot of hits. And then we have an AoE attack double hit, with each hit also having a chance to apply a decreased speed debuff and healing this champion by 30% of all damage dealt. And finally, he has a passive. Whenever an ally places a freeze debuff, this champion has a 30% chance to attack the target with their default skill. So he's going to be able to like trigger his own passive, I'm assuming, so he has like an extra attack through that. Of course, I'm guessing this will have some sort of cooldown, because otherwise he would be able to like literally attack everybody if it's like an AoE attack, like applies freeze to everybody. Not really too sure, but this guy looks really interesting. I'm really interested to see what this guy can actually do. Let's go for the last one of this first set of summons. What are we going to be getting here? Any yellows? Any yellow? No, we're just going to be getting... Oh, I already have this one. Ilicinia. She's alright. She's been showing up quite a little bit here and there on the PvP that I've been doing, but yeah, I already got her, so I won't really talk too much about her. Let's keep going. I'm going to be buying another set of summons over here, and we'll be using Aptoide, of course. I've been using this forever, so if you're interested in getting more value for your money, go ahead and really check out Aptoide. It's going to be allowing you to get yourself massive bonuses, for example, right here. I already used up my entire promo code, and by the way, now Aptoide has sort of changed, so you can only get the bonus applied when buying through Aptoide. I think it's like 10 times per month, so it's over now. Otherwise, I would be getting 9 euros as a bonus, but as my code has already expired for myself, I'm only going to be getting 6 euros as a bonus from this purchase. Now, the good thing about this whole stuff is that if I now wanted to buy a few more rolls, I could go ahead and use my own bonuses that I already have in my wallet to go ahead and do those purchases for me, right? So as this thing unfreezes, and there we go, I already have enough for a few more summons. I would be able to now go ahead and buy another 20 just using the bonuses that I already have in my wallet. This way, I'm basically just getting more value for my money. It's another way of just getting stuff for free. So you can see I got 22 euros in my balance, so I can go ahead and do the purchase with this balance instead of actually using my real money. And there we go, that's done. I now can go ahead and buy more things, and I didn't spend a dime on these other purchases, right? I did spend, of course, the money on the previous purchase, but I spent 60 euros, but now I did not spend any money because I just used the bonus that I already had. So there we go. This number should be now popping up and updated in a second. There we go, and now we can go ahead and keep rolling. Alright, so we got 6 more pulls. Let's just go. We are going to be having a very slim chance of actually pulling Wixwell out of this. So let's hope for the best. I do not think I have Doom Priest actually, but it's another very good character for a lot of content. Let's real quick check her out. Single target attack, if hit is critical, places a 15% increased crit rate buff on a random ally. You can just like keep spreading this thing. Places an increased attack of 50% on all allies, so a very aggressive support, and then heals all allies by 7.5% of their HP, and also removing random debuffs from them at the start of this champion's turn, together with an speed aura in all battles. Really busted kid with a lot of offense as well as a little bit of defense to that cleanse and a little bit of healing. One of the better champions in general for entry-level content, and just a very safe one to get. I'm happy to I got this one actually. I'm just getting so many good champions today. Rector Drath, I mean, this guy is like nuts. He was also part of like the battle pass I did buy when I first started playing the game. We kind of all know what he does. He has a lot of revives and heals and the perfect veil and stuff like that. His shenanigans are well known. I'm not really going to be talking too much about him, but yeah, I already have him, of course, from that battle pass that I did buy early on. It's just a +1 for me, honestly, not bad whatsoever. Who is this guy, actually? Burangiri. Okay, I had no clue what this guy is. Mixed reviews, not too bad, not terrible, honestly. Defense, alright. Attack one enemy, 20% chance of placing a provoke debuff for 1 turn, that's alright. Attack AoE attack, 40% chance of placing a stun, so a lot of control so far. Places a 25% strengthening buff on all allies for 2 turns, also places a shield buff for 2 turns on all allies with less than 50% HP, and the shield buff is equal to 15% of the target's max HP. So you got provokes, stuns, or rather AoE stuns, you got shielding and strengthening, so less damage taken, and then heal this champion by 50% of their max HP whenever an ally or an enemy dies. Okay, so he's gonna be a beefy guy. Like, I don't know, I guess he's like kind of useful somewhere. Not the greatest apparently, and then a little bit of resistance in all battles. That is okay. We got 3 more rolls to go according to the amount of shards that I have left. Okay, there we go. We got a... it's not Wixwell, man. It is Harima, though, who I have no clue, by the way, how good she is. So let's see over here. Oh my god, okay. Those are some nice reviews. I mean, I don't know about Faction Wars, I don't really care about Hydra, Chimera, Minotaur. That's all like entry-level stuff, entry-level content. Yeah, overall, she seems like omega decent according to all the reviews. It's a defense champion, right? So, of course, these reviews don't really mean anything, and I'm just like first time looking at this champion. Let's see what it does. Attack one enemy, 50% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. Okay, the chance can go all the way up to 75%. Also has a 25% chance, which can go all the way up to 50, of placing a 50% decrease attack debuff on all other enemies for 2 turns if this attack is critical. Okay, so you're going to be spreading out decrease attack on everybody if you are going to be doing a critical hit, which you probably will want to do so. It's a defense champion, which is going to be scaling off of defense, but you can still make it do a lot of damage if the scalings are good. Anyways, attack one enemy 3 times. Each hit decreases the target's defense by 5%, stacking up to 30. So it's got that embedded blessing on it. Okay. Each hit also increases this champion defense by 5%, stacking up to 100%. And then instantly activates the Celestial Awe skill if this kills an enemy, which is, by the way, the A3, which we'll check out in a second. Well, we might as well go ahead and do so. AoE attack places a provoke debuff for 1 turn. This buff cannot be blocked or resisted if the champion is from the Demon Spawn faction. Okay, very specific though. I guess that is part of a lot of the reviews here being very damn cool. I mean, I don't know, it's a really good defense champion with that decreased attack on everybody. Also just like stacking up defense like crazy, as well as decreasing the enemy's target's defense by a lot. Okay, what does the passive do? Enemy ignore defense effects have decreased by 50%, alright? So like on everybody, champions for the Demon Spawn faction cannot inflict critical hits on this champion, and this champion can align weak hits on champion from the Demon Spawn faction. Okay, so I guess that's like why it's so good on Faction Wars specifically. And then everything else is just like, I guess you're adding so much value here through the decreased defense. And then the decreased attack is always nice. The provoke is definitely alright. And a lot of defense on this champion also scaling up, so it makes it very damn beefy. And then the ignore defense effects are decreased by 50%. I'm assuming it's like on everybody. It's like an aura applying to everybody. Then you have a resistance aura here for 80. Overall, a really solid champion. I wonder what the scalings are like, if it's like a champion which you can actually scale the damage from, as you are going to want to have 100% grid rate over here just to be able to trigger the A3 consistently here on the spread out of decrease attack. Anyways, let's go to the last two summons. I am already really happy for getting what I've got, man. It's just been a lot of very good stuff. Hoping for another legendary. I already got Husk. He's an alright champion for Spider's Den. A little bit of control here. The Hydra is also nice. Dragon's Lair, I guess. I don't know. He's an alright champion. I kind of had it as a project, but didn't really put too much into him, and it's just been sitting there at level 50 for a long time, even though I already got some gear onto it. Can it be another legendary? It cannot, and it is going to be Sinesha, which I already have, and it's an alright champion. Nothing too special about it though, and that's going to be it. If you've made it all the way up to the end of the video, I really encourage you to check out Aptoide. It's going to be allowing you to get yourself bonuses whenever buying anything in Raid Shadow Legends through Aptoide. Those bonuses can go from extra 10% of any amount of money you're spending in the game, all the way up to extra 35% of that much money. And the good thing about the bonuses is that you can then go ahead and use them to buy the things for you instead of actually using your real money. So you're just going to be able to save up in further purchases as you are buying things that you would otherwise be buying anyways in the game, right? You can find out how to set it up on your Android devices like a PC and BlueStacks emulator, or just your Android phone very easily by following the link down there in the description. And if you go ahead and use my code, which is going to be somewhere up here in the screen, and input it into the Aptoide wallet, which again will be all explained about how to set it up down there in that link, then you're going to be able to get an even bigger bonus from the get-go, flat 5% bonus for literally ever. Just put it in there, and here in the wallet you will also be able to see your purchase history as well as how much bonus you currently have accumulated. So that's literally it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye. See ya.